Hey, welcome. Sometimes it feels like your financial future is this far off destination, but you're trying to get there without a map, right? Well, today we're going to show you how planning your finances can actually be as simple and, believe it or not, as intuitive as using Google Maps. So let's dive right in. I bet you've heard this tagline before. For so many of us, it's just a daily habit. Before we go anywhere, what's the first thing we do? We pop open Google Maps. And why? Because it gives us a clear path, it tells us when we're going to get there, and it gives us a heads up on any traffic jams. It puts us in control before we even start the engine. But think about this for a second. Let's rewind the clock. How on earth did we get around before that little blue dot told us exactly where we were? It was a lot of guesswork, let's be honest, and getting lost, that was just part of the adventure. That's right, we were wrestling with these giant, impossible-to-fold paper maps, maybe trying to guess our direction from the sun, or, pulling over to ask a total stranger for help and just hoping for the best. You never really knew your exact location, and you definitely couldn't be sure you were on the right track. Okay, so let's take that exact same idea, that feeling of a journey, and apply it to our finances. Because we're all on a financial road trip, really. We're all just trying to get from where we are today, that's point A, to where we want to be in the future, which is point B. So to make this real, let's meet our driver for this trip. We'll call him Mr. X. Now, he represents any one of us, really. He's behind the wheel of his own financial life, trying to navigate his way toward his biggest goals. And what are his destinations? Well, they probably look a lot like yours. Buying a home, making sure his kid's education is funded, taking those dream vacations, maybe even starting his own business, and of course, the big one, a comfortable retirement. These aren't just vague dreams, they are specific destinations on his map. And this is where the analogy just clicks perfectly. On a road trip, you've got different route choices, an estimated travel time, and live traffic, right? Well, your financial journey has the exact same things, just with different names. You have investment choices, a time horizon for your goals, and market volatility. That's your financial traffic report. All right, so what if Mr. X decides he's going to navigate this whole financial road trip on his own without any kind of professional guide? What are his options? Let's take a look at some of the DIY routes. So first up, we have what we'll call the paper map approach. This is where Mr. X is relying completely on his own knowledge of finance. He's done some reading, he's bought the map, and now he's going to try to navigate the entire journey all by himself. But just like a real paper map, this has some serious limits. He's got to guess his own timelines, and it's really hard to know if he's actually making progress. Plus, it's so easy to miss those financial roadblocks, like tax changes or a sudden market downturn. And all of this becomes incredibly tough when he's also trying to manage his job, his family, and just everything else life throws his way. Okay, so what's another way people do it? We've got option B, asking for directions. In the financial world, this is basically getting advice from friends and family. I mean, it feels helpful, right? But how reliable is that advice really? Well, here's the catch. Their advice is almost always colored by their own experiences, their own biases. Their financial knowledge might be a little out of date, and this is the most important part. Their destinations are different from yours. The route that was perfect for them might lead you completely off course. Then there's option C, which is the more modern DIY approach. Using all those online portals and financial calculators, this definitely feels more advanced, right? But at the end of the day, Mr. X is still the one making every single navigation decision. And wow, this slide really shows you the reality of it. Being a successful DIY driver isn't something you set up once and forget about. It's basically a full-time job. You have to constantly review your investments, adjust your portfolio, keep an eye on changing tax laws, evaluate your insurance, and stay on top of market risks. It's doable for sure, but it takes some serious dedication. So if going it alone is that tough, what's the alternative? Well, that brings us to the guided tour, the idea of using a financial navigator to help you along the way. And this right here is the game changer. It's like firing up Google Navigation on your phone. You're still the one driving the car, absolutely. But now you have this expert system guiding you turn by turn, rerouting you around traffic, and making sure you're always on the most efficient path to your destination. Think about it. For Google Maps to work its magic, it needs three things: your starting point, where you're going, and the live traffic data. And look at this, it's the exact same for a financial advisor. They need to know your financial starting point, your income and assets, your destinations, your goals, and your personal risk profile, which is basically your tolerance for that financial traffic. It's a perfect parallel. So, what does this partnership actually look like in practice? Well, the advisor plans the route and regularly checks on the progress. And what does that mean for Mr. X? He can focus on his life, on his career, his family. He gets genuine peace of mind knowing an expert is watching for detours. The advisor adjusts for things like inflation and market shifts, which keeps Mr. X on track and helps him avoid those really costly wrong turns. It's a powerful collaboration. At the end of the day, though, how you navigate your financial journey is your choice. No one else's. You're the one in the driver's seat. So, let's just lay out the options one last time. When you boil it all down, after looking at all the different ways to do it, you're really left with two fundamental paths forward. Just two. So on one side, you've got DIY navigation. With this one, you are both the driver and the navigator. It's a role that demands your constant attention and expertise. And on the other side, you've got guided navigation. You are still the driver, but now you have an expert navigator riding shotgun, which lets you relax a little and actually focus on the journey itself. And that really gets to the heart of it all, doesn't it? It doesn't matter if you're just crossing town or planning out your entire life. The journey simply becomes smoother, more efficient, and a whole lot less stressful when you have the right navigation system in place. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Take a moment and look at your own road ahead. What's navigating your financial journey? Is it an old paper map, a well-meaning stranger, or is it a dedicated GPS? The choice, as always, is yours.